the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, for Minnesota, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. And a guy that is often overlooked on this team is Julius Randle. Gives you a little bit of everything at his position. How do you view his development, Kenny, as a player?
Oh, he's a great passer for his size. You know, I haven't seen that many big guys who are able to play that fast and still read and react. Great, sees the game all around really well.
You know, I love his hustle. I love his attitude. You know, the way he brings these things to a one-on-one situation. Love this guy. You know, I'm a Laker guy, so really got to love the Lakers.
I thought you were a Heat guy.
I am. I'm
I
both.
thought you were a Celtic guy.
I thought you were a Cleveland guy.
I thought you were a
An
Cavs
Orlando
guy.
Magic guy and a Phoenix Suns guy.
Oh,
You're a
okay.
man of the entire NBA.
That's
Okay.
right.
There it
Renaissance man.
And that does it for us. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. For the Timberwolves, this is the last game before heading back to Minnesota. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And I think for Minnesota, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
They have really been terrific so far this year, no question there.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy Butler survived a tough upbringing in Tomball, Texas. He said, that's all anybody ever wanted to talk about. But I don't want that to define me. If I'm stuck in the past, then I won't get any better. I won't change. I'll get stuck as that kid. That's not who I am. I'm a great basketball player because of my work. Guys?
Thanks, David. You can tell Butler has a good head on his shoulders, an elite talent in this league because of the hard work he puts in. And tonight, Chris, a couple talented young teams facing off.
Yeah, and with games like this, you know, you have to temper your expectations and just say, wait a minute, I'm enjoying this game for this moment because in 2, 3, or 4 of these years, some of these kids are going to be flat-out superstars.
Can you spot them? Some kids come in with a lot of headlines. Other kids come in and a little bit under the radar. But with your trained eye, how confident are you feeling when you look at a kid knowing what his trajectory is going to be?
I'm very confident if I watch them in interaction and in physical play, whether 3-on-3, 5-on-5. You get to see how they handle situations, how they score. You can tell an opponent to foul them. You can see their reactions. So I definitely believe you can tell a kid's trajectory when you're watching them play, as opposed to just a workout or watching them do some drills and things like that. When you watch them in the physical play and getting it going on, you can kind of tell what the kid's going to be like.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Towns in at the 5. Now here's Caldwell Pope. Lopez, a screen on Teague. Off the screen. That shot misses. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
And 2 teams here that were evenly matched a season ago as they split the season series. And so it begins, taking control right up front.
Well, I like the effort. It always feels good to get on the board first.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ball game. Lopez a screen. And that one's good. Ingram.
With the ball in his hands, Ingram showing he's more than capable.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Teague with the ball. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Suns in Phoenix.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
Good work there as it goes. Towns has got his first points of the night.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
And Julius Randle, that 7th pick back in the 14 draft out of Kentucky, was a 5-star recruit out of high school and was able to help get the Wildcats to the championship round. So this is a guy who is used to the spotlight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Randle. And Julius Randle with an intriguing game, a great rebounder. He's a pretty good ball handler for his size, too.
Yeah, he likes to rip it and run, and very athletic when he gets ahead of steam, and boy, he can be tough to contain.
Well, Julius Randle is a great fit as the roll man in the pick and roll. First off, he sets some bone rattling screens, and when he catches the ball in space, he's a threat to drive and pass.
Now here's Teague. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. It's deflected.
And Caldwell Pope just has unreal timing on defense. If you put up something soft, he's going to send it back.
Here's Butler. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
And Randle improving his scoring efficiency last season.
Look, you give him space to attack, he'll capitalize. Great quickness for his size, the strength to finish through contact.
Now, here's Butler. He had a 30-point outing their last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. He also did a great job at creating for his teammates. So many assists tonight.
Now here's Ingram. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. Wiggins with some nice D. Teague with the ball. Now guarded by Ball. Randle dishes the ball. He kicks to Caldwell Pope. The feed now to Randle. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Tries it from 9. Andrew Wiggins grabs the board. Minnesota in the lead. And the dunk by Towns.
And I'm just loving how Butler looks for his teammates. If you're open, he'll find you.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Ball kicks to Lopez. Picked by Randle. Rebound by Butler.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
Here's Teague. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists in the game.
And Teague is just so calm and collected when he gets near the rim.
Now, here's Ball. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland. Lopez, a screen on Butler. And it's Ball in the corner. Fires it up. And again, the Lakers no good. Timberwolves leading by 5. Here's Butler. That one drops for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Ball kicks to Randle. Caldwell Pope on the wing. They get it back. Lopez outside. Ingram passes the ball. Randle dishes the ball. Passes to Ingram. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Well, and they played more than just a supporting role. I mean, without their points, it would have been tough to get that role win.
Here's Ball after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. They set the pick. Ingram kicks to Ball. Just 5 to shoot. Lopez sets a screen for Ball. No good, unable to end this run.
the shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Teague, the pass to Wiggins. Back to Teague. Pass to Butler. Over Caldwell Pope. That one off the back iron and out. Lakers trail by 9. It's Ingram on the wing. Out left to the wing. The wide open look here for Lopez. And again, the Lakers no good. For Minnesota, they've gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They've built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Or selfishness. I mean, this is what happens when you don't make the extra pass. Your field goal percentage can go south.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
Now, here's Ball. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Here's Ball. 11-point game. Lopez, a screen on Wiggins. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Caldwell Pope. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Timberwolves have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Pull-up jumper. Randall no good.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Butler kicks to Wiggins. Towns against Lopez. Towns, no luck. Los Angeles has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Here's Ball. Good on the triple. Ball's got his second basket of the night.
And no doubt the release point is a bit unorthodox in terms of Ball's shooting technique, but man, can he slingshot it home from deep.
Now here's Butler. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. And he converts the layup. Butler's got 6.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
Caldwell Pope on the wing, defended by Butler. And the rejection by Towns. Wiggins drives in. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. And here we can check out the breakdown of rebounds tonight between the front court and the back court for Minnesota.
I'll tell you what, their guards have certainly pulled their weight on the glass, helping the big secure it. It's something that coaches harp on all the time. Team rebounding has certainly been one of the positives here tonight.
Lakers trail by 10. Ball dishes to Randall. Kicks it to Lopez. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
And checking out the numbers for Ingram.
His last 10 games, putting up about 10 points a night, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
Yeah, he hustles, does the little things, just a good complimentary guy who you need on your team.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Well, Chris, the NBA game is a game of superstition. And even if you aren't superstitious, you still get into the habit of a routine. So what was your pregame routine that you had during your career, something that was there every night with you before a game?
Well, about superstitions, Kev, I had one superstition, and it might sound weird, but it was to not have a superstition. So I'm a guy that can get caught up in routine and things like that. So if I played a great game and I had something to eat, I wouldn't eat the same thing on purpose because I didn't want the superstition to control me. I wanted if for some reason I couldn't have the food, if for some reason I got to the game late, I never wanted that to be in my head. And so my thing was, since early in high school, I tried not to have a superstition. But in saying that, you do have a routine. And my routine as I got older was, before I get to the arena, I'd read the notes of the game and all that good good stuff, and I just sit in the hot tub with my headphones on. I figured that was the best way to get warm at an older age, and that's really the only thing I can remember relying on before a game, and that was in my older years.
Good story. Good story. So it's the Lakers now. 15-point game. Here's Ennis. They set the pick. Dishes it to Fry. The offensive rebound. Zubats. And the layup's good off the glass. Zubats has got his first 2 points.
Love the grit on the offensive glass. Those are just effort points.
Minnesota leading by 13. Now here's Crawford. He had 10 points in the win against Phoenix. Inside and finished off by Jang.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, particularly on offense, where they've been completely in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Here's Thomas after the basket by Minnesota. Over Crawford. That misses off the backboard.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off him. Just couldn't knock it down.
Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Ennis, it's good.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Well, it takes a lot of confidence and toughness to make that play.
Now here's Jones. Feeds it to Jang. Back to Jones. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Jang, the pass to Jones. Off target from three-point range. Lakers trail by 15. It's stolen by Jones. And now here comes Jones leading the break. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throw tonight.
Shooting one.
And the free throw, no good.
Well, the Lakers are enduring the worst 5-year stretch in the franchise's history. They've missed the playoffs in consecutive seasons only once, and that was back in the mid-'70s. Last season, their 4th straight in the lottery.
1:29 left here in the first quarter. Now here's Ennis, defended by Jones. Teardrop shot. Jang knocks it loose.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And the Lakers have always considered themselves a championship or bust type of franchise.
Well, that mentality runs up against the reality of their situation. I mean, they seem to have accelerated the process with some draft fortune and free agent signings. I mean, especially with Magic coming back, you know the magic is back. This upcoming offseason will be a big one for them.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops for Zubats. The Lakers setting a record last season for the most losses by 35 points or more in NBA history.
Yeah, fair to say that's not the kind of history you want to set. But Coach Luke Walton is accustomed to being on the winning side of those kind of beatdowns in Golden State. The team made a lot of moves in the offseason to try and avoid that again this year.
Now here's Jones. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And a brief moment now to see who's atop the NBA in team free throws. The Timberwolves, number 1.
you can't be careless when you play them. I mean, no wasted opportunities at the line. It's a team effort, and they're getting it done.
And he knocks down the first one. He's off on the second. And, Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
Now here's Crawford. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Sinks the three-pointer. Crawford's got 5.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Thomas against Crawford. Shot from 12. Ennis misses.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Here's Jang. And it's off from three-point range. There's Thomas with the 3. No good. Shot missing. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Timberwolves ahead as they end the first quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast, and they better watch out.
Minnesota leading by 18. And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Jones is out there with Crawford. Then it's Gorgie Dang, and it's Bialica in at the 3 spot. Thomas goes in, and the rejection by Jang. Jones in the post, foul on the play, basket count, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Chris, it's hard at times to see just how effective a post player is on the defensive end beyond the blocks. What's the one thing that shows you a post player is doing an excellent job of defending for their team?
Well, look at the penetration of a great guard. Right now, guards are playing at such a high level in their quickness, so when you see a guard attack, notice if that big man comes over and he has both feet planted. He doesn't have to get a charge, doesn't have to block, but does he stay vertical and does he get over there fast enough that the offensive guard that was trying to score can't get his shot up and has to change, either pass the ball or continue his dribble. Right now, a lot of defense is done by just being in the correct spot at the right time because you're not going to block the shot or you just want to deter the player from coming in. And so I would say watch how that player owns the paint defensively, not necessarily how he blocks shots, but by where he is on his position, can he help stop penetration from guards coming up top?
Oh, that's a great tutorial. And here's Ennis. Shot clock at 6. There's the dish to Thomas. A 3-ball. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Jang's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Hatton Tries again, and the pass to Bielitsa. He tries for three. Kuzma pulls it in. Lakers trail by 21. Deflects the pass, and the rejection by Jang. Here's Patton, guarded by Fry.
Two shots, gentlemen. Two.
The Timberwolves shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first. And the Lakers, Greg, for a long time could rely on the lure of Los Angeles to draw top free agents. History does a lot, it seems.
Yeah, Paul George listing them on his short list shows they still have that pull, but the Lakers will be big players in free agency, I believe, in the near future.
And so he hits both.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
There's the pick. Out to the right wing. Thomas gets a wide open look. It's good. The assist that time for Menace. Thomas got himself on the board with 3 there.
And with his usual degree of difficulty, I mean, that's an easy one. Thomas able to just catch and release.
Jones drives in. That's tipped. And here comes Thomas leading the fast break. The second effort got a piece of it.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Right side Jones. Back to Crawford. Kicks it out to Jones. Over Ennis. Again, the miss by Jones. Lakers trail by 20. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Los Angeles shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Patton. Wiggins comes in for Bielitsa. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teagan for Tyus Jones.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Ennis. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. T kicks to Wiggins. To the inside. Towns, no luck. For Los Angeles, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Here's Ennis. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Caldwell Pope.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Teague. He's averaging about 7 points a game, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every symphony needs a conductor. He unifies his teammates, sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet music.
Towns, terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Towns has got 10 points in the game.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
And the Lakers call time here. And when you look at the younger generation of players coming in now, Chris, of course, you do the interviews, you see them, you talk to them. Is it easy for you to relate to these younger players?
Yeah, it's definitely easy to relate to them. I think that our generation had a lot of influence on their style, their kind of expression of self. just as generations before us did, and we have that unique bond. I think that's one of the advantages that I have, that I've known some of these players since they've been young. I know their habits. I know that they're good kids, good individuals, and they just express themselves differently. You know, do I like the way they come into a game dressed looking like, I don't know, Ozzy Osbourne and Run DMC mix? Nah, I don't like that. But people used to say that about my style and my clothes too, Kevin. I'm sure they did that about you too, you know. So, man, I just love it. I just take it as we have some of the best players that fans have seen, and I'm just enjoying everything from the wild clothes to the music to their style. But, no, it's not hard to relate to them, man, because they're all pretty good kids.
Chris, just for the record, they never said that about me. I always...
Yeah, you always set the trend.
Minnesota leading by 16. Butler with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Back to Butler. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
And you got to admire Butler. I mean, when he's got space to rise up for the finish, he does not hesitate.
Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Ball dishes to Ingram. To the paint, here's Randall. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 3 rebounds now in this one. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Well, Towns does so many things on the floor, already an elite post scorer. But Greg, one area that he has struggled with at times is his defense against other bigs.
And I think he'll continue to improve in that area. What happens with young guys, though, is oftentimes you're in prove how good I am mode when you're young, and you lose sight of some of the things that help you win games. And I think that's one reason why he had one of the worst defensive RPMs in the entire league. But young bigs tend to take a bit longer to develop into great defenders, and I expect he will follow in that line.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
And Towns drops them both. And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
Lakers trail by 20. Ball kicks to Randall. And Caldwell Pope now atop the key. He dishes it to Ball. 5 to shoot. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And with the success they've had.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. And that last replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Caldwell Pope kicks to Ingram. Lopez sets a screen for Ingram. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. A quick break in the action now. Let's check out the fiercest shot swatters in the league. 5th, Karl Anthony Towns.
There aren't going to be many nights when you don't see him affect the game with his shot blocking ability.
Minnesota leading by 22. Teague the pass to Butler. Back to Teague. Lets it go from deep. A rebound by the Lakers.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
It's clear this just isn't his night. I mean, if they're going to keep him on the floor, I think his best role would be to be a decoy.
And it's Wiggins missing.
The active defense making things very hard on him as he goes in for the layup.
Randall kicks the ball. Back to Randall. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Oh, great presence inside the painted area. This is where Randall's most effective.
Teague with the ball. Now guarded by Ball. Gibson the screen. Butler. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. And that's 10 points for Jimmy Butler.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Timeout. And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
And the Lakers call time here.
And really one of the quickest guards in our league. Jeff Teague just puts tremendous pressure on your defense when he's attacking the paint.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns.
His last 10 games have been exceptional. First in rebounding, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
And the book on T, Greg, is to make him an outside shooter. You don't want him getting to the rim.
I mean, he's a good finisher around the rim. His outside shooting, although streaky at times, not bad, but not great either.
That's just a strong upper body. Randall converts through contact. Now he's going to go to the line.
For Los Angeles, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses. Well, as we go deeper into the season, we see some teams, Chris, really start to shuffle things around with injuries. What's it like playing on a team that is dealing with a lot of players that are injured?
It's frustrating. You don't know how much confidence to have in your team. You don't know what to believe in, what not to believe in. Rehabilitation is one of the most frustrating parts of playing in the game because it's boring, it's monotonous. You just continue to do the same thing every day. You start to feel kind of disconnected from your team, and you kind of start feeling down and bad. And so that feeling can become contagious on a team with injuries because you really honestly know that there's nothing else you can do but wait to heal. And so that's really frustrating. So being on a team with a lot of players injured, it's just frustrating. The only thing you can do is to encourage those players that are getting playing time to use this time to improve their game so that when everyone does come back, hopefully some good will come out of it.
And here is Gibson after Brandon Ingram getting his shot to go from deep. Shot clock at 6. Butler dishes to T. The 15-footer, Lopez with the block. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Lakers trail by 21. To the wing on the left. Ball, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Lopez, a screen on Butler. Here's Caldwell Pope. No good off the front iron.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
3 on 3. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Jeff Teague.
And Caldwell Pope is a guy you cannot leave open at any time. Just a very good shooter from any spot on the floor.
And with Caldwell Pope, a player who worked on his outside shot and got it to a point, Chris, where he is a threat now on the perimeter. Has that signature plant and drift type of jump shot, but it works for him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, all Contavious needed was a little bit of time. I mean, it just takes a little time to get better in this league. KCP went from being average to deadly in the span of a year.
First one falls for him. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Minnesota. And Caldwell Pope drops them both.
Well, I just watch KCP out there, and whether it's on the ball or off the ball, he's so active with his feet and his hands. He's so hard to shake. He can hound a perimeter threat all game long.
Stolen by Ball.
Oh, he's not happy to pick up a second foul. This early in the game, he's got to be careful now.
And with KCP, he'll often draw the premier perimeter threat as his defensive assignment, which he welcomes. More often than not, Chris, he'll find a way to slow him down.
It's his ability on both ends on the floor. KCP, his skill set, that's what coaches love about him. He can lock you up on D, but he can also be a challenge for a defender on the other end.
First free throw is good.
Yeah, impressed with the work ethic of Ball. You can see a desire to want to be great, and he's going to continue to work on improving those weaknesses.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Gibson, and it's Crawford in for Jimmy Butler. And so he hits both. And a pretty unorthodox slingshot shooting form for Lonzo Ball. Greg brings it up on the left side of his face.
Yeah, but he's still got great balance, and the lower body mechanics are perfect. Good wrist action on the follow-through. Sometimes we get caught up so much in the motion to get to the shot. It's about the release point. And when you get there with this guy and the confidence with which he plays, I think it's a non-issue.
The Timberwolves have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
2.
And he makes the first.
Strong take to get the foul there after not getting it there in the first quarter.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Patton's checked in. And Towns drops them both.
A meteoric ascent for Luke Walton. 2 years before signing as coach for the Lakers, he was a part-time assistant with their development team. Now the youngest head coach in the league. He's almost 2 years younger than Kobe Bryant.
Now here's Thomas. 23 points for him the last game against Portland. Lopez, no luck.
But he's just having one of those games that you just like to forget about as soon as it's done.
Crawford kicks to Towns. On the wing, Jones. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. There's Crawford with the three. It's hauled in by Fry. Talk about compiling your coaching resume in a hurry. Luke Walton, in his first year as an assistant, wins a title. And in year 2, as interim head coach, leads the Warriors to the best start in league history.
Well, it's all about timing and grace. 24-0 start. With Walton at the helm, they went 39-4. It catapulted him to the front of the line among head coaching candidates.
Towns. Crawford dishes to Towns.
Crawford.
Goes back up. Lopez with the block. They retain possession. Towns the screen. It's Bielitsa. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Bielitsa's got 4 points in the quarter. Thomas passes the ball. Lopez a screen. Thomas kicks to Lopez. That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
And don't forget about the good hand-eye coordination. I mean, he almost corralled it in for the steal.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Zubac is checked in for Lopez. And it's Tyler Ennis in for Ball. Jang, he's checked in for Minnesota. Now, here's Zubac. He has 5. Ennis misses.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Here's Crawford. He has 5. Pass to Bielitsa. Offline with his 3. Here's Ennis. Softly drops in the floater. Ennis has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
While he had a rough first quarter, but he didn't let it get him down. He's gotten off to a hot start in this second period.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
50 seconds left in the first half. He feeds it to Thomas. Over Crawford. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
I mean, truth is, if you play long enough, sometimes you're going to have a bad quarter, even a bad game. I doubt that this shakes his confidence.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Timberwolves leading by 19 points. Jones, the pass to Bialica. Crawford right side over Thomas. And no good as it rattles out. 1 second left. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Timberwolves ahead, up 19. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. What a start it was for Karl Anthony Towns. He had 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks. And, Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
There's so many things you could say about the development of Karl Anthony Towns. Just as accurate from the outside as he is in the post. Defends on the perimeter and the rim.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
The power he showed, the explosiveness, just a lethal combination inside.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Caldwell Pope is the 2 with Ingram playing small forward. Randall is the 4 with Lopez in the middle. And it's Ball in at the 1 spot. And that's the group for Luke Walton as we begin the second half. 2 points, that one goes.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
Ball dishes to Caldwell Pope. Randall with a screen for Ingram. Lopez a screen. Ball kicks to Lopez. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Lopez has got his second basket.
Whatever drawbacks Lopez may have, scoring in the post isn't one of them. He is a nightmare for opposing defenses to deal with down low.
Now Caldwell Pope following the three-point attempt by Taj Gibson. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Just a great job there from Teague to locate where his teammate was and get the ball to him on time.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Ball, the pass to Randall. There's the screen. He kicks it to Ball. No good with the triple. Timberwolves leading by 21. Wiggins drives in. Butler from outside. Here's Towns. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you spend all that time in the locker room trying to get mentally prepared. Then you come out and give up that? No.
Now here's Randall. 6 points for him. Ball dishes to Lopez. Ingram with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Here's Lopez. Misses the 3.
Having a little bit of trouble at the start of the half. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Ball's running, and Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
I love the form that Caldwell Pope has. When he's open in the mid-range, he feels comfortable rising up from there.
T kicks to Butler. Towns against Lopez. And again, Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got 6 points in the quarter.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Start it.
And, you know, so often we hear about a player coming out as an elite athlete, but Lonzo Ball is an elite basketball brain. I mean, this guy sees everything on the court, a terrific passer, but more importantly, he's a guy that players like playing with. He really approaches the game like a 10-year vet.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Butler.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward because the 3 ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling.
Randall a screen on Teague. Lopez a screen. Caldwell Pope for 3. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Teague's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Wiggins with it. Now defended by Randall. Wiggins passes to Towns. Butler from outside. Randall grabs the board. Los Angeles has gotten blank from 3-point land so far in the 3rd. Still 0 for 3. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
First 3 of the half, 2nd of the game. Can he heat up?
T kicks to Wiggins. The feed to Gibson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Brandon Ingram. Well, for so much of his early career, Taj Gibson has been a 6th man or reserve for his team. But, Chris, it now appears that he has finally claimed a role as a starter, and he's provided the same production as before.
Sometimes players try to do too much as a starter or let it affect how they play. Gibson, he just keeps on trucking and puts up good numbers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
When I watch Taj Gibson, I'm always impressed with his hustle and his quick feet. I mean, he knows what to do. He knows what move he wants to execute, and he executes very fast. Often defenders can't set up on him before he's going to work.
And both free throws good from Gibson. And with Gibson, the quickness he has at his position is a big benefit for him. Great for when he faces up, too.
Yeah, Kevin, he has a great one-bounce move when he's facing up in the paint or elbow. He also does a great job to flash open the space and get a shot up fast.
Now, here's Ball. 7 points in the game. And that one's good by Lopez.
Yeah, and Ball, a transcendent talent, I think, has a real skill for finding his teammates when they have those good looks at the rim.
Here's Teague. Passes to Wiggins. Here's the screen. Butler dishes to Wiggins. Back to Butler. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got his 3rd assist on the night. Now Ball. Lopez sets a screen for Ball. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Lopez a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
And doesn't he just have a nose, a knack for the basketball? He is by far their best rebounder.
You're exactly right. Just has a nose for the ball, a sense of exactly where he needs to be.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Here's Randall, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And with the pause here, how about the stats for Jimmy Butler? 13th in scoring, and his sweet shooting stroke places him in the top 15 league-wide in three-point percentage. You've got to play him tight.
And yeah, one of the most dangerous scorers in the game. He's already come up big in some key games this year. His teammates really feed off his presence, I think. First free throw is good. It's interesting to see the impact of technology on the game, too. I heard LeBron James. A lot of players now review footage on a tablet when they check out their play.
Well, yeah, you know, back in the older days, a lot of us went to the locker room and you would go in the room and watch it on video. So it's the same type premise. It's just that, you know, technology is better today. I mean, every guy wants to do it. You want to know what you're doing well, what you're doing wrong. You're all a coach on the floor. You're the quarterback, and LeBron especially is the quarterback of his offense. So it doesn't surprise me before that he's studying tape.
Ball with a wide open look. Shot clock reset for Los Angeles. Randall with the bucket.
You see what Randall can do when in full attack mode? There, converting off of the miss.
Minnesota leading by 18. Teague with the ball, now guarded by Ball. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. The Timberwolves again can't hit. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Ball with it. He has 7. Here's Lopez. And it's blocked by Towns.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Butler against Caldwell Pope. Pass the ball. Lopez sets a screen for Ball.
And you got to admire the tough-nosed nature of Butler, not allowing scorers to get comfortable when he's on him.
It's stolen by Randall. Caldwell Pope against Butler. Kicks to Ingram. Dishes at the ball. Lopez, a screen on Teague. 6 to shoot. Lopez sets a screen for Caldwell Pope. Over Butler. Another miss by Caldwell Pope.
Well, look, his teammates are going to stop giving him the ball if he...
Whoa!
Goodness.
Now, come on.
Woo. Wow. I tell you what, Butler is a physical dunker. I mean, he takes his craft seriously. I just love watching this guy take off.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. Now, here's Lopez. He has 6. Lopez a screen. Elbow shot. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Over Randall. Towns down low. Randall on him. Add that basket to his impressive total. Brings him to 10 for 14. Los Angeles has gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Here's the screen. Feeds it to Caldwell Pope. And stolen by Butler. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Teague with a clean look. No good on the 3. And for the Lakers, they're shooting 31% here in the third. Offensively, they are looking bleak. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
The combo of strength and suddenness. Hard not to foul Randall in there.
He shot well from the line tonight, going 4 for 5.
Two.
He's off on the first.
Well, he was drafted 7th in 2014. Randall actually dropped because of injury concerns, but you see, he has all the talent in the world.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. And he's good on the second. Timberwolves leading by 21. Outside, Jones. The dish to Jang. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Jones. Not really his range, and it's off target.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
Now, here's Thomas. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
Well, he's doing his best to get them back into this game. He's been money from the field.
Here's Crawford. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Crawford's got 7.
And the efficiency is there, but the aggressiveness is really lacking. So far, it hasn't hurt them, though.
Outside Thomas. Over in the corner, Randall. Now here's Ennis. Tight defense on him. The shot, no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. It's good. The assist that time for Ennis. Thomas got his second basket of the game. Minnesota leading by 20. Jones kicks to Crawford. Patton the pass to Crawford. Jang with a screen on Randall. Here's Patton. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the line for him here.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Channing Frye's checked in for Los Angeles. Both shots good from the stripe.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Thomas kicks to Zubats. Back to Thomas. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Jamal Crawford picks one up.
And just one of the most entertaining players to watch in the entire NBA. Isaiah Thomas at 5'9". Just impossible to defend. Scores from the perimeter, and he gets buckets around the rim.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Two.
That one is off. And Isaiah Thomas, the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft. Greg, he definitely plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I call it the little man syndrome. He's driven to prove himself. I mean, he's overcome the odds. In league history, only 9 players 5'9" or shorter have played 1,000 minutes or more in a season. And he's not just playing, he's playing at the highest level.
Outside, Jones. They set the pick. Crawford outside. From deep. Knocks down the 3 ball. Crawford's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, that's a shot they'll be happy with on every trip, no matter who's taking it.
Here's Thomas. He has 6. To the paint. Here's Zubats. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Zubats has got his third bucket of the night.
That's just the vision of Thomas, spotting the open man and delivering the ball on time and on target.
It's Bielitsa. Second chance shot. Jang high post. Shoots over Zubats. They recover it. Lakers shooting around 40% in the third. Maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. Ennis kicks to Zubats. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Off the pick. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Zubats has got 9.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That is his first foul of the game.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception.
Lakers trail by 20. Ennis kicks to Fry. There's the pick. Back to Ennis. And it's Thomas at the elbow. Right side Jones. Yep, it counts. 9 points in the game so far.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart?
And they get it back. And he's able to get it back. And that one is good from Zubats. Zubats has got 6 in the quarter. 40 seconds left in the third. Now here's Jones. He's got 9. Here's Crawford. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
He hasn't missed so far this quarter, and you can see why. His form is perfect, and he's taking high percentage shots.
They set the pick. Ennis kicks to Zubats. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
Wow. Wasted possession. Thanks to what should have been a simple pass.
Timberwolves leading by 22. Crawford outside. On the wing, Jones. Back to Crawford. Over Thomas. Off target. That was a little heat check. It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for Minnesota. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. And we'll be back with you shortly. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting rebounded. No second shot. In transition, everyone talking. No open threes in transition.
And Tom Thibodeau wanting his team to pay particular attention to certain areas of their defense.
Yeah, taking care of the defensive boards, allowing no easy baskets on the fast break. These are key elements in terms of you having success.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Gorgie Dang is out there with Patton. Then it's Jones. Then it's Crawford. And it's Bielitsa in at the 3 slot. Now here's Thomas after the miss from Crawford. There's a screen. But they'll get another chance. Ennis passes to Kuzma. Out to the wing. Thomas kicks to Zubats. Second shot opportunity, and the rejection by Jang. Let's go. Crawford missing again. Chris, traditionally, we've had the standard 1 through 5 spots on an NBA team, but it seems more and more GMs and coaches are going away from labeling a player to one of those spots, like positionless basketball. Are we going to see more of that? Is it going to work its way around to another level? How do you view that?
Well, I just think that the game is evolving, and I think right now you have to have a certain skill set to play, and that means you have to be able to dribble, pass, shoot, and defend. If you think about it, we had players that could just defend, couldn't dribble or throw a ball in the ocean. Well, that really can't work anymore, and you have to have players with the total skill set regardless of size. I do think, though, that you'll always have to have positions. I hated how we took the center out of the All-Star game. You've never seen in baseball, they say, it's okay, you don't have to have a center fielder. You could just put 2 left fielders in there. You still have to identify a position, and for the tradition and the honor of the game, I say we do that. But we got some pretty big guys and some pretty great guys. So what would you call Dirk Nowitzki? Is he a 5? He's 7 feet tall. Is he a 4? Is he a 3? It doesn't matter. He just has game. What do you call Kevin Durant? A 7-foot flamethrower? I mean, he's a center, a power forward. I don't know what you call him, but I know that size or positions are no more defined by height. They used to be defined by height. 7 foot and up centers, 6'9" and up power forwards. Now you have 6'9" and up point guard. So I love the fact that the game's evolving, but I think the 5 best players are just going to play, but you're going to have every single size because right now skill set is all that matters.
Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Ball comes in for Tyler Ennis. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Teague, he's checked in for Tyus Jones. For Los Angeles, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter. Ingram kicks to Thomas. Looking to end his cold spell, and the rejection by Jang. And he recovers it. Zubats, that's good.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
Now here's Teague. Crawford kicks to Zhang. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. Chris, as we all know, you grew up in the Detroit area. It's a town that has seen glory days and hard times. Talk about what it means to you to come from Detroit and what you see in the future for the Motor City.
Well, it means everything to me to be a Detroiter. I think that's what made me successful in my career, is that I took on the heart of the city and the fact that it's a hard-hat town, a blue-collar town, and you have to earn your keep and you have to wish positive for the future. And so it's been great coming from there, and the hard times being from there, you know that we're resilient, and so it's great to see positive energy enter back into the city. It's great to see the Pistons play in the city for the first time in over 20 years, and so I see the future is bright for Detroit because Detroiters are always there, and as long as we have the people, everything else will be great.
You and I broadcast the last game in the Palace, and I'm wondering what you think the impact will be with the Pistons, as you just talked about, in their brand new building.
I think the impact would be great, but for fans. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to see the city. I wanted to see our team play, and I only lived a few miles from downtown, but about 30 or 40 miles from the Palace. And so I'm happy that the kids that supported the team, that dreams about being a Piston one day, I'm glad they finally get to go to a game. I'm glad that Detroit finally gets to really call the Pistons their own. What is it going to do? It's going to infuse positivity, and so hopefully for everyone, it's a positive environment.
Good. 9 points for Andrew Wiggins.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
LA's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
There's the screen. Lopez dishes to Caldwell Pope. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, Kev, I'm not sure if it's because he's shooting on the opposite side of the floor this half, but he just can't buy a bucket.
And here's the fast break. Ball leading the way over Teague.
And who would have thought it would be Teague to send that shot away? Great block.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
2 shots. And still varying opinions out there of what Andrew Wiggins can and can't do. But one thing that's indisputable, he's an incredible scorer. Whether it half-court transition, he can flat out fill it up in a hurry.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And Wiggins, his young career just getting better and better at scoring, Greg, while increasing his workload.
Yeah, and very few scorers can do that, especially from that two-guard spot. Wiggins has that special talent where he can flat out carry an offense. Scary to think that this is a kid who is just scratching the surface.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And we know this league is enjoying great success. The Players Union going into last season created a program, Chris, to fund health insurance for all retired players with 3 or more years of service.
Well, I'm proud of our Players Union. I hope that other sports take lead. You know, you take care of those that come before you. That's one thing in the NBA we always know, and the players will always respect. That's why it was a unanimous vote by the Players Association. It definitely was a proud moment. I'm proud of my NBA brothers.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And it's really all about the evolution of Derrick Rose, finding out how to be more effective at this stage of his career. And, you know, I think he's done a good job of not relying on his outside shot as much. Still can attack and get to the rim, and it's starting to lead to better results.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. For Rose, the outside shot was something that never really recovered after his injuries, Greg, but he is still a dangerous scorer without that tool.
One of the better finishers still at the rim in the league in terms of guards. His decision to go inside more helped bump that field goal percentage up last season. Not everyone can adjust their game, but Rose managed to do it seamlessly.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
Here's Hart. And the pass to Lopez. Looking to end the run. And he uses the glass on the layup.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Pass to Aldridge. Payton against Brooks. He dishes it to Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
And when he gets his points within the flow of the offense, that efficiency has helped them build this league.
Here's Payton. Chris, bench celebrations can be seen as showing up the other team. Is there a balance in your mind of how players can celebrate without maybe rubbing it in the other team's face?
I mean, this isn't baseball. You know, if basketball was baseball, if we hit a home run and we could trot, turn around, spin, we don't, you know, you have respect for your players by how hard you play against them, by preparing for them, by, you know, not playing dirty. But basketball, no. No, the culture is in the parks. The culture is with guys that play, and the bench should have as much fun. I love watching the benches go crazy. Think of how hard those guys on the bench work all season long and may never get in. What's wrong with being hyped for your teammates? No, I don't think it should be turned. I love it. Actually, I think some of these benches need to turn it up even more. Hopefully, we get a better show on the bench.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Rose gets the bucket. Lakers shooting just 28%. They are offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. Lopez a screen. Caldwell Pope for 3. Drills it from outside.
He's making shots from that area, and the D is not respecting his range. They better respect it now.
Rose kicks to Towns. Back to Rose. Hangs. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Here's Hart. Williams passes to Payton. Williams dishes to Payton. Caldwell Pope outside. Lopez sets a screen for Caldwell Pope. Another miss by Caldwell Pope. Timberwolves have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Rose is gone 1 of 3 from the field here. Here's Hart. He's covered by Rose. Lopez kicks to Payton. Back to Lopez. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. And that's 11 points for Brook Lopez.
He's feeling it this half. Total turnaround after a rough first half.
Brooks with it. Now Payton defending. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
The feed to Williams. Payton kicks to Lopez. The Lakers working the ball around now. Lopez a screen. Caldwell-Pope passes to Hart. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, they've been tremendous from beyond the arc. It's a shift from what they did in the first 2 quarters, though.
And the Timberwolves call time here. The NBA coaching ranks always looked at and scrutinized. Only 30 great jobs out there in the league, and yet they're on the firing line, it seems like, every season. Chris, what enables head coaches, in your opinion, to be successful? And has that changed over the years?
Well, I think what allows you to be successful, first of all, what is your acumen for the game? Can you communicate? Can you inspire players? Are you a humble guy? And, you know, I think those are the main things that you have to, you know, have as a coach. But look, players get traded all the time. Everybody's under pressure. So, you know, just got to do your best and keep it moving.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Taj Gibson's checked in for Aldridge. Butler comes in for Rose, and it's Teagan for Aaron Brooks. Now here's Wiggins, back to Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. So it's the Lakers now after the basket by Minnesota. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
One shot, mind the lanes.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Here's Ball. He feeds it to Randall. High post Lopez. Towns on him. 5 on the clock. That shot by Caldwell-Pope, no good.
His outside shot isn't synced up right now, and he should think about trying to go inside as this game winds down.
Fades away. The second effort. Lopez with the block. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. And Los Angeles with some changes. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Brook Lopez. And Hart subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Butler from outside. It's hauled in by Zubac. The Lakers on offense. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Ball dishes to Ingram. Los Angeles with another miss. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Left side, Gibson. Now here's Wiggins. He's covered closely. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
One shot.
And that sends Andrew Wiggins to the free throw line. It goes on Brandon Ingram. And you look at the level of talent in the NBA now, some great players. But we've heard others say the league is watered down. How do you view that statement?
Well, I don't think you can compare eras. I think it's great to argue and have fun with them and debate them, but, you know, very sincerely, unless someone can play against each other, it's just a wasted argument. There's different eras, there's different rules. Think about how many threes Larry Bird shot per game. 1.5, 2. What if he could let it fly 10 times a game? We'd be talking about a different player there. So I think times, eras, the physical play of the 80s, of the 90s, I just know that players will handle it differently. Hand checking, the way that we call flagrant 1 fouls. It's a different league, and so I just choose to celebrate the players that we have now. They're the evolution in my mind. They're kind of the culmination of all the players that have come before them. So I just enjoy the game the way it is now.
Attacking the rim in heavy traffic. You love his focus right there.
Timberwolves shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Teague with the ball. Now guarded by Ball. Passes it to Butler. He kicks it to Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 7th assist in the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Hart. Pass to Ingram. Picked by Randall. Ingram kicks to Ball. To the inside. Zubac. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
And Ball just threads the needle extremely well. Fits it through tight spaces with force. I just love his ability to facilitate.
Kicks it to Butler. Right side Gibson. A three-pointer. Wiggins. Rebounded by the Lakers. Randall's got his 4th rebound in this one. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Channing Frye's checked in for the Lakers. Ennis comes in for Ball. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Bielitsa's checked in. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And Frye kicks to Ennis. They set the screen. Randall, a screen on Butler. Ennis misses.
Another miss, and you have to wonder if this just isn't his night.
Teague kicks to Gibson. Back to Teague. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Frye's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Timberwolves.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game, and I think ultimately that earned the W.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Karl Anthony Towns.
The energy he played with tonight was amazing, and it paid off the most on the glass where he dominated the rebounding stats.
Here's T. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. 13 feet away. A nice shot by Teague.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Wow, this is just a huge road win. These guys banded together. Just an awesome performance.
Here's Hart, and Gibson sends it back.
And Gibson just out here to play hard defense, showing great awareness coming up there with that block.
Both teams deciding to change it up. There's 31 seconds left to play in the final quarter. 4 on the clock. With a step back. Ennis misses.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
It's effort, it's ability. He also has incredible instincts.
Outside, Jones from deep three-point range. That shot off. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm not gonna play well every night, so I just gotta focus on me, this team. Can't worry about the outside influences.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.